My dad would always say this thing growing up. He would say, "You never learned how to surf. Surfing learned how to you." I think about that all the time.
Surfing, a tradition as timeless as time itself. Born upon the crest of sapphire waves, the art of the board has drawn countless people to the ocean's edge. To some, surfing is a casual pastime, but to others, it's a way of life. Many have embraced the sport with passion and dedication, but none have embodied the spirit of the waves more fiercely than 21st century surfing legend, Bradley Copper.
Bradley Copper,
the pro surfer that has the whole world talking.
My name is Bradley Copper, and I am a professional pro surfer.
Bradley Copper got first place again.
Bradley Copper,
Bradley Copper,
the pro surfer taking the nation by storm.
Good morning, Southern Florida. It is 6:58 a.m. right on the dot, and we are looking at a beautiful day today. A great day to go to the beach. We've got highs in the low 70s.
1990, Spankingham, Florida. It's the start of a new decade, and working-class couple Ronald and Nancy Copper have just welcomed a new baby boy into their humble household. Juggling the task of newfound parenthood with their hectic work lives as busboys, the couple would find refuge by spending what little free time they had at the local beach. Here was where baby Bradley would get his first salty taste of the great blue yonder. By the tender age of 2 years old, Bradley would go on to catch his first wave, and by 4, he was able to tube ride and water flip with ease.
The first time I was put into the ocean, it's kind of like when Jacob imprinted on Bella's kid in that Twilight film. Well, the ocean imprinted on me.
As the decade progressed, the couple did their best to take their boy to the beach as often as possible, for he would become fussy left without ocean for too long.
People started to notice, hey, this young kid surfs really good.
As Bradley grew and shed his boyish skin for the body of a seasoned man, he too grew his skills, passion, and notoriety in the surfing community.
That's when I got my first big sponsorship, Beanie Weenies, the beans that wean.
Surfing into adulthood, Bradley's success refused to wane and instead only waxed with time.
They put me on magazines. I had my own Hallmark movie.
The world and its inhabitants simply could not get enough of ocean superstar Bradley B. Copper.
I was swimming in it. Not just the ocean, but money.
Things were looking pretty fucking awesome for Bradley, but as they say, what goes up must also come all the way back to the bottom. December 7th, 2017, a date which would live in infamy. On the beaches of Oahu, thousands gathered as excitement filled the air. It was the dawn of the first day of the most prestigious water sports competition in the known universe, the National Water Surfing Contest. Much like the past 7 years where he had surfed his way to first place, Bradley pledged to donate all of his winnings to his own charity foundation, Sneakers for Children.
The children were there to cheer me on. They blew the surfing whistle and I bolted towards the water. I was the best, but God had other plans.
With nothing but shredding barrel and carving tube on Bradley's mind, he never would have anticipated the nightmare that was about to unfold. In the depths below, unbeknownst to Bradley, a cold and primal presence lurked. A presence that was patient and calculated, poised to strike without warning and with fatal accuracy. A presence that would change the course of Bradley's life forever.
It was about like 5 seconds into the competition. I was in the shallows, and that's when it happened. Can we Can we take a break? Yeah, I just need a break. I'm sorry.
We're following a developing story. We're hearing reports that pro surfer Bradley Copper has been airlifted to a trauma center after what appears to be a serious incident.
This is coming out of the National Water Surfing Contest today, and it's still unclear what it is that happened.
Bradley Copper ตำนานการเล่นเซิร์ฟถูกนำตัวส่งศูนย์การแพทย์ฉุกเฉินทางอากาศหลังจากเกิดเหตุการณ์ในน้ำที่งาน National Water Surfing Contest.
Rescuers swiftly pulled Bradley from the water, and he was airlifted via flying helicopter to the nearest trauma center. Bradley had fallen victim to an attack from none other than the Ʞᴏᴇᴜ mortalis, or better known as the junior munchkin hermit crab. Capable of breaking the skin, the attack may have been swift, but its effects would linger far longer than anyone could have anticipated.
They had to put me under anesthetic because I'm scared of the doctor. They're just mean and judgmental. It's nothing personal. I just don't like them, really. It affected so much. It was like there was this physical barrier. Every time I tried to dip my toes in the water, I just was too frightened by what critters could lurk beyond. I gained a lot of weight. My fiance left me. And then afterwards, my family ceased contact.
The number you have dialed has been changed.
I was just in a bad place. But the night is always darkest before the dawn.
Praying for nothing short of a full recovery, the entire globe had their eyes on Bradley, including the eyes of controversial surfing master Clint Driftwood.
Clint Driftwood reached out to me through SMS text messaging. I figured Driftwood-san reached out to me because of what happened with his last client.
Am I allowed to answer that? No comment.
Once revered as a prolific titan of the surfing world, Clint Driftwood's reputation and legacy had become deeply scarred, a consequence of wounds inflicted by controversy after controversy.
I think he wanted to right his wrongs of the past. It took me a few days, but I ended up responding and accepting his offer. He invited me to his surf turf where we could surf around. But, you know, the saying goes, every Reese's cup is going to be without peanut butter sometimes.
Undeterred by his past troubles and fueled by his love of the game, Driftwood took Bradley under his wing as his sole pupil, canceling all current clients with no possibility of refund.
I knew it was going to be tough. I knew it was an uphill battle, but I didn't know it was going to be this tough. I mean, this kid's got talent, and to think that it's just dust in the wind now, you know, that it broke my heart.
So we figured out that the problem wasn't water, it was the ocean. Crabs come from the ocean. You don't see them around like ponds, right? Or lakes. Yeah. So it was main, right? So he had the genius idea to take me to his backyard pool. The first day of training started out a bit shaky. There were just a lot of internal issues I was dealing with, like what if there was a crab in the pool? I've seen frogs in pool drains before. Who's not to say a crab couldn't sneak on in there?
Getting on the board, trying to stay on the board. You know, he had all of this in him already, and the accident just almost you know, flashed it from his memory. Like in Men in Black. You know how there's that, you know, in Men in Black, they have the thing that erases your memory. It was a lot like that. Like the crab had done that to Brad, like the scene in Men in Black.
There's a point during training where I took a nasty fall off the surfboard.
My perspective of that moment was straight on. I was facing him from the front.
Everything became clear at that moment. As soon as I hit the bottom isn't somewhere I want to be again. I want to be at the top of the pool. While the pool's great and all, Driftwood told me there's no better place to surf than the ocean. So Driftwood took me back out to the big blue. Just the fear started coming back. I got close to the water and I just felt that any minute that could be a toe. That could be my foot. That could be my life. I just wasn't sure if I had the confidence again. Some people say, you know, you go a long time without riding a bike. It's almost like riding a new bike.
Have you ever heard the phrase, you can't teach an old dog how to...
He has a lot more wisdom than people give him credit for. He got me back in the water. I'll give him credit. He did Jesus shit.
Exhausted and defeated, Bradley was unable to catch a single wave. Had all hope truly been lost? Was Bradley all out of surfing juice?
And he's actually about to throw in the towel. He's gonna give up.
The waves roughed me up. After falling off and getting back on the board that day, what felt like 1,000 times, I finally did it. I caught my first wave in years.
Suddenly out of nowhere, like it was from heaven, this beautiful wave just rolls up behind us. And I see Brad just, without hesitation, just take it all the way back to shore. It's that first step. It's that first step he took.
What do you see for Bradley's future?
I'm not psychic. I don't know.
I can't believe I was out there once again with the fishes. I was in the ocean, just like fish.